live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Hey, hey, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, 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 we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
Real roll call.
Yeah.
All right, so Charles Barkley is outspoken and he has a lot of stuff to say about a lot of things. But Thursday night he said something to the effect of Klay Thompson may just not have it anymore after suffering so many different injuries. And this was after the 29-point loss to the Phoenix Suns. Klay heard this and he said it was hurtful because of how hard he worked to get back. Do you think that Charles Barkley, was right? And
I can't agree with that. This man helped the Warriors. I mean, he helped the Warriors get another championship. His return seems to be what the catalyst was. If we think about it, everything else was the same. I can't go with that. I can't go with that. And especially when you're going to put it on him after they lost 20. He's not the only person on the floor.
No. And that wasn't all that he talked about, because he talked about how Draymond is not playing the same way that he played during. And so I think that just naturally, when you suffer two injuries the way that Klay suffered them, there is going to be some drop off.
Of course.
Same way with Kevin Durant. But I think that he was right. And I'm not saying this because I don't like Klay or anything like that. But the reason why they won that championship last year, and I'm gonna stop after I say this, is what's the kid's name from Canada?
Jordan Poole.
No, not Poole.
Oh, Wiggins.
Andrew
Wiggins.
That is the reason why they won that championship.
Okay.
I mean, you can see it, like Klay is just a little bit slower in defense, and
Oh yeah, no,
it's
he was a dog
him.
on defense. That was what
and that was his specialty.
That was his specialty. Absolutely, he was a dog. And you're right. And heck, as you get older, bunker injury.
Yeah.
You're just gonna slow down a little bit, but it just felt. And I get his point. Like, why are you using me as this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm this barometer of like, no, like, do you know how hard I had to work to even get back here to be here?
Right.
Yeah,
well, and that's why I like
it's Charles though. Just don't pay.
Klay has to not be so. Klay has to not be so sensitive.
Especially not to something Charles Barkley said.
Yeah. Because what he said, if you look at the way that Klay was playing again, like, what's the kid from the Suns? He was giving Klay all he can handle.
Who, Devin Booker?
Devin Booker. Giving Klay all that he can handle. And so
he give everybody all they can handle.
Yeah, so I think in the past, though, what you would have seen is Klay still be able to, at least hunker down somewhat. And his inability to do that, and not just this game, and, a few of the games this season, you could just kind of see like he's kind of falling off a little bit.
Okay. You know how I feel about my Warriors.
I know you do, yeah. I know this one was going to be difficult for you.
Mike, yeah. Oh, you know what you can do. Yeah.
All right. So Kyrie Irving supports an anti-Semitic movie and book on his social media. What do you think is going to happen to him? And go.
So I know the owners already come out and stated how they are disappointed in him for this.
Mm-hmm.
He may be fined up to getting some game suspension, maybe, because this is part of your contract. Like, you can't be out here being racist, even if that's, you know what I mean? And I know, so to be clear, this book is basically about how somebody wrote a book that says Jewish people stole stuff that African Americans should have, or something. It's kind of along those lines. I
Right.
can't remember the name of the book, but I know that's kind of the premise of it. And
Mm-hmm.
so he's supporting this from what we talked about earlier. His
Mm-hmm.
thing is he just really loves his people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he really is about what's good for African Americans. That's just his thing. That's just who he is.
Right.
And so I know that's his point, but you got to pay attention, sir, to everything that's going on. Sorry, I took up the whole minute.
Oh, no, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, it's a lot that I want to say on this issue, but I don't want our podcast to get canceled. But I will just say this. I think what I'm starting to see is that any type of critique, like, because Black people can be critiqued all day, any type of critique of people of Jewish descent is called anti-Semitic, even if it isn't necessarily hateful towards them.
It's not hateful. What I'm saying? Right.
And I'm just starting to kind of notice the difference in the treatment of the communities, and I'm not a fan of it. Now, I'm against any type of hate of any type of people.
And you got to know that as a athlete, you got to influence on people. And what you say is going. They might not look at it the way you do.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna take it and be like, "Oh, we need to hate all Jewish people." Like that's
and that's the part.
Irresponsibility in it comes in for me. Is you got to understand, if you're gonna sit here and put this on your social media, then you also need to have some sort of disclaimer, like, I am supporting this for the fact of blah 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 blah. I do not support da 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 da. You know what I mean? Because people will take what you say. Oh, Kyrie, I'm a Kyrie fan, and I believe in what Kyrie believes in, and I'm gonna go. And then I hate Jewish. Like, that is not what we want to happen. That's not it.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Just the irresponsibility. You can like what you like, feel what you feel, believe what you believe, but you got to understand that you have a sphere of influence that requires you to have a level of accountability and responsibility. Period.
What you say and what you, I agree.
Period.
I agree.
And I'm not telling you not to say I agree with this or I believe in this, but make sure you put the rest of it out there.
Right.
I'm not trying to tell y'all to go out here and hate Jewish people.
That was a kind of a, and this was afterwards, but that was kind of the thing that Kanye was making himself clear about in his apology that he came out with.
But you were irresponsible in your original. Now what happened? Yeah. What happened? Right.
Right.
It's just, you got to think before you speak when you have this sphere of influence. And I know Kyrie has already said he's doubling down. He is not apologizing. He is not coming back from this. So I'm just curious to see what the team is going to do, because it's in a socially irresponsible is what I'm saying. Yeah. It's his personal opinion, but it's socially irresponsible.
Yeah. Looks like this, we should have went all real good topics with this one.
Yeah, sorry.
No. I'm just saying, because I mean, it's a lot to talk about with each of these topics, you know. But yeah, you're right. What you said was right. We just have to be. We have to be responsible with, you know, kind of whatever our messaging is, and not leave it up to just the support of something we've seen via social media or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Just like you just took the moment and said, I'm going to curtail perhaps some of what I would want to say because it's my personal opinion.
Right.
Because it's not socially responsible to put that out there on our podcast.
Right. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's
you
not
can
that
still
hard to
feel
do that.
just how you feel, right? You can still have your same personal opinion. It didn't change it just because you didn't say it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Put the cameras on me, 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 put the cameras on me.